It's Lee. It's Lee. Lee. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. I hope everybody had a great Christmas. Just sort of catching up a little bit with a couple of these videos. Currently putting one up at the moment or doing the editing process on one. But yeah, hoping to become a bit more involved in this for the new year. So if you believe in New Year's resolutions, I probably should have done a video on New Year's resolutions, but maybe not. Yeah, it's we're going to be making more. So as I've explained in the past about my father passing away and everything, and that sort of derailed things a little bit there. So yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. Um, I love it when you do that. It helps me a lot. It helps me get the word out. So, um, I do apologize if there's noise around. I'm in the cabin. It's probably a bit noisy. Yeah, I think. Apologies for if the video quality is not as good. But doesn't matter. You can shut off the visual, and you can just listen to my intoxicating voice. All right, it's not really the case, but anyway. Um, some people may think so, but I do not. Yeah. Anyway, so if I ramble a bit, it's okay. It's There's a lot to get out in this one. So today I just wanted to share something with you all about relationships, just going through what I've learned. Um, it's I'm hoping to sort of reach people maybe between the ages of 20 and 35. If I can reach people over that age, it'd be great. I'm also hoping maybe I can reach people in teenage years, but hey, I was a teenager not too long ago, although it's getting there. Um, I left high school in 2005, finished high school in 2005, I should say. So it's getting close to 20 years, but yeah, it's not that long ago. And I can remember that I was pretty set in my own ways in some ways. You think you know more than what you know. But if this can actually reach somebody and they can actually do some thinking about it, actually, uh, I hope that we can reach that goal. That's my pun for the day. Could be more. Who knows? So go through this story and we'll go from there. But so not too long ago, maybe about it was close to a week ago. Um, Not going to mention this person, but they're a relative of mine. They've got this girlfriend, and the girlfriend got messages from the ex-girlfriend, and so the ex-girlfriend was saying all this real, oh, better not date this guy, he's bad, blah blah blah, and so, uh, and saying horrible things about other relatives and all that. So I decided to get on there and send this person a message and just say, well, what's going on? The person who was sending these messages, which some people have said to me, sometimes you're just better off letting things go. But I think in some cases, you have to sort of stick up for yourself. You have to, it just depends. I think you have to use your judgment. Depends on who it is. And for this case, there was a reason why I messaged this person because they attacked somebody pretty close. And I'm not going to get into the specifics, but I decided, yeah, I'm going to actually say what's going on. What are you doing? What's the go? And not going to go into it all, but basically, I was saying to him because this person had a picture of them and their current partner, and I said, like, why are you worrying about this other person when you've got a guy and you haven't been in this relationship for three and a half years? But why are you even bothering? you know. Like I can imagine if I was in a relationship with somebody and they kept worrying about what their ex was doing, which actually I have been in a relationship like that, and I didn't. It's not so good to be in that sort of thing. But they wouldn't listen to what I'm saying. I'm just like, why? Because I have to warn his current girlfriend. What business is it of yours? Who cares? Oh, he's tied too much to his mother, and oh, he's doing this and he's doing that, and it's like, what business is that of yours? Who cares? Like, that's the thing. If you haven't been with somebody for 3.5 years, what do you care what they do? This should be going, hey, I've moved on, especially if you got a new partner. Like, geez, you're happy, moved on. Like, that's the thing. Get out there and enjoy. Um, I found that to be kind of weird. Uh, I don't know. They wouldn't listen to what I had to say. Didn't sink in. I guess if they want to waste their time, that's up to them. But yeah, it makes me sort of think about my relationships. I'm currently in a relationship. I've been in a relationship since February. So it's getting there, getting nearly a year. And I have to say, like, this is the best like this is a great relationship that I'm in, like the best relationship I've ever been in. And I've been in some pretty crummy relationships, like the kind of relationships that when you look back on them, you go, but the thing about it, I think, is key here is if you're, say, if you've had your heart broken, which, I'll get into that in a minute, but if you've been in that sort of situation, a lot of people who have intense hatred for their exes, like, oh, I hate their guts. I wish that they were dead. These horrible feelings. It sort of gets in a way that you know you should be grateful that this person came along and maybe you learnt some lessons from them. Like them, but hating them, and you could say, well, they weren't a great person, or maybe the whole thing wasn't compatible, and there was a reason. You know, um, you don't need to sort of carry a hatred for them. And in my opinion, and I've got the evidence to back it up. Um, I've got my own experiences from that are very tangible. It's not just something I've read in a magazine, but I think if a woman, say if you're a guy, we're just gonna go off the guy thing. If you're a guy and a woman breaks up with you, you should be probably counting your blessings that they broke up with you. Just my thing. I remember my first heartbreak a long time ago now. I was a mess, and realistically, um, you know, you look back on it and go, ugh. You look at, like, I've heard stories of different exes, and gone on to do this, and you sort of think to yourself, geez, I dodged a bullet with that one because they would have been pretty bad. I actually had a conversation with someone today, 66-year-old, and he was telling me a similar thing. He dodged a bullet with a couple of women that, yeah, thankfully he never got with. So you kind of, I think sometimes you got to look at these things as a blessing, as a, if it sort of gets to the situation where, um, you know, you think, oh, there'll never be another girl for me. I think the best thing for a guy to do is to actually start looking at himself and working on what he wants to do with his life. That's where he needs to go, his purpose in life. So it could be, maybe he's wants to do business, or maybe he wants to do, he doesn't even have to be like a career related thing. What does he want to do with his life? And I think that that's the best approach, not women. I remember I had a friend years ago. and he was always like he struggled getting women. Uh, yeah, it was a real struggle for him. And I remember he was saying to me, "Oh, I just want to get a woman. I want to get a woman." And I said, "Well, when you keep putting it out there and you come across so desperate for it, you're not attracting it." So, but that didn't work for him. He just no, 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 oh no, that went in one ear and out the other. But I think work on you, be the best person that you can be. Hit the gym, um, look after yourself, and um, I think like I started because I don't know, I'm not an expert or anything, but um, I started watching actually on YouTube a guy called Corey Wayne, and I think everybody should every guy should look at it. Um, it talks a lot about that, about um, just more or less working on your purpose. If a girl comes over to you and she sort of doesn't, she's not feeling it, just go, okay. Like say if you go to, I'll try and give you an example. I've actually applied this a couple of times and it, if it, and I sort of explained this to a couple of friends and a few of them have sort of said, well, but what if they never ever do this back to you? Anyway, I'll explain it, but it's basically like if you try and set a date and the woman's like, yeah, she's not really committing to a date, and you sort of say to her, well, I'll tell you what, I'd love to hang out with you, but if you don't want to, like if you're busy, all right, well, wait till your schedule frees up, and I'd love to hear from you. And then you just put the ball in her court, and they're like, "How long as if she never ever gets back to you?" And you're like, "Well, that's the price you pay." Obviously, the interest wasn't there to begin with. So, who wants to be? That's the fundamental thing here. Who wants to be with somebody who's not that interested in you anyway? And a lot of these people um, will sort of tell you that this stuff doesn't work. That relationship, it doesn't work. And I actually had it fun. This is actually a pretty funny story. Sort of, I had to shake my head. All right. So I had a girlfriend, and I remember telling her that I was into this sort of stuff, and she laughed, like just said, "Oh yeah, who'd want to look at that sort of stuff? Who would want to watch this guy?" And I'm like, okay, what yeah. Now, about a year or so into it, a couple of years into the relationship, I was because I'm naturally a problem solver. If you have a problem, like I like to solve the problem. Let's sort the problem out. Let's get things going. And that is something that is not so good in a relationship. With because women don't like you to solve their problems. And this is something I learned from Corey. Uh, they're not into that. They don't want to hear about like how like two guys might have a conversation and we're just sort of, oh, man, what I would do is this. Women don't want that. They just want a guy to listen to it and sort of go, oh yeah, kind of like when they're a kid and their father, would put her on the knee and she, oh yeah, the boys at school were teasing me, and he'd be like, oh yeah, don't you worry about them. Yeah, I mean, sort of would come. That's what they're after. They're after that masculine presence of having a figure. Just sort of go, yeah, tell me what's wrong, and afterwards, thanks, Dad, thanks for listening to me. That's actually what they're after, and I didn't know that. Like I just natural. My inclination was to pretty much go into problem solving mode, and actually, this same girlfriend, she had an issue, and I was throwing all these solutions to it, And she actually came out and said, and you know, it's so crazy because it was like, I don't want you to solve the problem. I want you to just listen to my problem. And I'm like, oh shit, geez, oh. It blew my mind because it was just like, I don't know, like, yeah, well, okay, you badmouth this guy, but what he's saying is correct, you know, and that's the thing. It's so crazy, and um, but I think, I think with all that, you know, like you do have to read this stuff and you have to apply it, and I would just say, like, my advice to anybody, and the thing I've learned is focus on you. If you end up out of a relationship, you know, you're blessed. I mean, I'm so lucky. Even like relationship, like not so much relationships, but I've heard of a couple of things where people have said to me, "Oh, such and such, you're that chick that you liked is doing this," and I've sort of looked at it and went, "Oh, geez, I'm really glad I didn't end up with them." Uh, yeah, because you really want somebody that's going to be a compliment to your life, and any of the chicks that I've previously dated or had any sort of interaction with have not been a compliment to my life. Um, and I hear had some conversations with people about if you're a single man, do you date women with kids, or you know, what's the go there? And okay, um, I've done it. For me, it's not. It doesn't work for me. I have a thing where I think it's because, you know, I am and I'm trying to word this in a way that isn't disparaging of anybody in that situation. But I can only go off my own experiences with it. But like, there are people out there who can do it and have done it successfully. Like, they may not have had kids of their own. They've gotten with a woman that has a couple of kids, you know, one, two, three kids, and they've been able to make it work. And that's what I say. Takes a certain kind of person to do it. Um, I think that um, trying to find a way to sort of say it. I think that you know, for me, I prefer to be number one. And I think it's the you have more kids, the less number one. Like if you get with a woman who's got a couple of kids, you go down the ladder a little bit. But that's just me. I think the other guys can do it well, and they're able to sort of somehow have some sort of cohesion. Like I was never good at it. Um, I found a lot of things restrictive in that sense. But like I said, I've spoken to people who've done it well, um, and yeah, like that's fine. They've got nothing on that, nothing against that. Uh, so I think I wish that when I was growing up, that somebody had actually come to me and said, listen, don't worry about the women, don't chase the women, focus on you. What you are being thrown at you is all fairy tale stuff. What you see in the movies is fairy tales. You know, a woman's not just going to fall in love with you because you're just a top guy. I mean, there's probably a lot of truth to the thing that nice guys do finish last. Um, Women love a guy who's ambitious, who's uh, yeah, he doesn't care if you're there or not. I can remember a story about a guy who, him and his wife, turned out that they had some political differences. And I think the wife found out that he supported a certain person that she didn't support. And she turned around to him and said, yeah, you know what? This is a deal breaker for me. I think we should end this marriage. And he basically turned around to her and said, oh, you know what? I love you. But, if that's what you need to do, you need to do it. Um, see you later. And it made her go, wow, holy hell, this guy's not going to budge. Like, he doesn't, he's not begging me. Because begging is a woman is one of the worst things you can actually do. It really is. It makes, and it probably goes the other way too. It just makes you lose respect for you. Why would you beg? Um, so it made this woman go, hang on a minute, whoa, this guy's in his element. He's there. He's got it going on. And I think that's what you got to do. I think that's the key to life. And I wish that people had told me that. I could have really saved time. Uh, and you just got to get with a good person. Just get with somebody that's what I've learned. Pick somebody good. Vet them. You know, like geez, I was dating one chick who um got cranky after my nan died because I forgot to go to visit her, and I'm like, well, my nan just died, like they've just had the funeral, I'm not all there, and she went off her brain. I mean, who wants to be with a person like that? You know, oh God, yeah, I dated one chick who, like I said before, kept had like a flame for her ex, just kept. I didn't know it until way into it, but was messaging him all the time, like sending him letters and stuff. I mean, nobody wants to be with these sort of people. Um, but you can't carry a hatred for them because you sort of have to go, well, even though if they hate you, that's on them. I haven't always been perfect, myself. I've got flaws, just like everybody else, and I've even got the ones on the ground there. But but yeah, I mean, hey, nobody's perfect. We've all got something that we're all work in progresses. We're all working towards something. I really do hope that people take something from this. Go check out Corey Wayne. Go have a look around. We're in such a tremendous age now that the information that we've got is it's right there. Look, it's a click away. You can just, like my thing is also, be don't take everything so literal. Just absorb the information and go, what can okay, how does that apply to me? Don't take anybody on as a guru. Nobody's a guru. I mean, everybody's got something there, but nobody should be taken on. Oh yeah, I 100% absorb what this person's saying. Be your guru. That's the thing. Corey Wayne's great. He's great. I mean, would I agree with everything he says? I mean, probably not. Some things, I probably wouldn't 100% agree on, but I agree with most of the stuff that he says, just like with most of other people in my life. But that's the thing, we've got so much information around today, but compared to any other generation, if you're like 18, 19, 20, like, man, previous generations would have loved to have had the access to information that you've got. So I do advise everybody to go check it out, check out what's out there. Yeah. Choose relationships wisely. Yeah, I'm just thinking of all these tips that I can give, just things that I've learned. I won't go too much into the whole friends with benefits thing, maybe one day. I think that can be quite dangerous in that you can actually develop attachments, and that can actually lead to a lot of emotional stuff coming up. So just, yeah, keep that in mind. Can be good, can be bad, but thinking what else. I think we've pretty much covered that. But if you guys want to share anything, put anything in the comment section. I would love to read it. I will try to get back to it. I know I did. There was a comment the other day. I didn't get to it as quickly as I could have. So I'll try with that. A lot going on, but hoping to make more videos. So yeah, if you like this video, please give it a like. Don't forget to share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, do all that really nice stuff. I really do appreciate it. And I'll chat to you later on. All right, bye.